What's going on, guys? Welcome to LetsNot, and welcome to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Alrighty, guys, so obviously you guys know that I love Pokemon. I mean, we all love Pokemon. You're watching this because you love Pokemon. But anyway, so Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl has finally released, brand new today, and I'm going to hopefully get this video out on release day. So if you guys are seeing this a day after release day, it means because I'm just really slow at editing. But anyway, guys, so I want to really quickly talk about the Grand Underground, which is one of the awesome new features available in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And specifically, just really quickly answer for you guys, how do you get there? And more importantly, how do you shiny hunt in it? So let's jump in. Alrighty, guys. So very first things first, how do we get to the Grand Underground? And then once we get there, we'll talk a little bit about what it is. So the very first thing you need to do is you need to get to Eterna City. So you can get to Eterna City around 2.5 hours in the game, 3 if you're slacking like I was. And here's where it is on the town map. So you do need to get to Eterna City before you can do anything else. And this does require that you have one gym badge. You don't actually, I think the second gym is here, but you don't actually need to fight the second gym to be able to get down to the Great Underground. So once we're here, right next to the Pokemon Center, there's going to be this building here, and we'll see this building is the Underground Man's house. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this building, and we're going to talk to the Underground Man, which is a very apt name. So upon talking to the Underground Man, he said basically he's the first one that started digging out the Grand Underground, and yeah, basically he's going to go ahead and give us the Explorer Kit. So the Explorer Kit's going to be the thing that allows us to do all the cool stuff in the Grand Underground. And yeah, we just open it up. We can go down there. We can hunt for Pokemon. We can just do a whole bunch of stuff. So let's jump into it. Let's use the Explorer's Kit, and let's start hunting. All right. Well, I think he's actually just going to start off by taking us there too, which, you know, good old man. Good old man. All right. So we're going to go ahead and use it indoors or in a cave because that's the only place we can use it. I guess he's just going to use it for us. Okay. All right, so he's just going to use it for us. Makes it literally ridiculously easy to get down there. And I think this is, well, what they're going to do next. They're going to use a quick tutorial. So Rourke's obviously the first gym leader. You do need to have already beaten him to get down here. All right, so he's going to give us a quick little overview of what it is. And yeah, this is honestly, out of all the new things that I've seen so far and read about so far in the game, I think this is the one that I'm going to be most excited for. Just not necessarily for the shiny hunting aspect of it, but that's definitely a piece of it. As well. All right, so now that we're down here, we can really do a lot of things. We can see the map there, and we can pull that up and look at the giant grand scheme of the map. So as we can see, not everything is lit up in green. So that's actually because depending on where you access the map, different things will be available, right? So like in the top left, we actually have to go down to the Ground Underground from like a top left area of the map, which will allow us to go find like some ice type Pokemon. And basically, depending on where you go, you'll find different things. But let's jump into it. So there's a few things I want to talk about, and those involve where we can mine, what type of things we can mine for, as well as the Dug Trios and the Diglett. So we saw there I collected 1 Diglett and my bar went to 1 of 40. So it's going to be really important if you are going to be shiny hunting to collect all 40 of those Digletts. Because what's going to happen is once we collect all 40 Digletts, 2 things are going to happen. We're going to be able to get increased shiny odds, and we're going to be able to dig for shiny statues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around a bit. I'm going to collect some more Digletts, and we're going to jump right back in once I've caught 40 Digletts so we can start cracking down and hunting some shiny statues, and then we'll move on to hunting shiny Pokemon. So we'll be right back when I have 40 Digletts. Alrighty, guys, we are back, and as you can see, it just said something good may happen in the Ground Underground up top. So we did just hit 40 of the Dug Trio and the Digletts, and I will say this did take like around 20-25 minutes. So just know that if you're going into this, it does take a long time to collect 40. Now, what this does is actually 2 things. So the first thing is it's going to allow us to hunt shiny statues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to wherever those little yellow diamonds are on the map, and I'm going to dig in those places. So when I do this and I do have the 40 boost, what we'll notice is that I basically have about a 90% chance now of finding the shiny Pokemon statue. So I'm actually going to switch over to the mallet here and let's do some digging and hope we get some cool shiny statues. All right, so the mallet's definitely the riskier way to dig, but now that I found one, I'm going to go the easy way here and just kind of dig this out. All right, so it looks like we got a poison type statue here. Perfect. And now I'm going to try and find whatever the other object is here by just kind of hitting my way around. And again, this is definitely not the safer way to do it because you can definitely hit these rocks and cause some big cracks. So I'm actually going to go the slower route here just because this is one of the important ones. All right. It is important to note, too, the Diglett buff is only going to last around 4 minutes, right? All right. So that's fine. We got the statue we needed. So let's see what we get out of it now that we have the Diglett boost. We got a gorgeous stone box. Stone box started to shine, and what do we get? We get a shiny Drapion statue. So that's awesome. So first shiny statue out of the way. So we can actually get 3 shiny statues with the Diglett buff before it breaks. But there is one other thing the Diglett buff does, and I want to talk about that as well. All right, so here we are. So there are 4 things in this wall. So let's just start cracking on all these dirt sections to see if we get something nice and easy. All right. Not a great start on any of those sections, but that's fine. And we're just going to start hitting these sections here. All right, so we got ourselves a big stone, but that is not really what we're looking for here. Obviously, the shiny statue is the priority, but we're gonna use the careful one here to see what we can find. Okay, so that's not the statue. So luckily, the statues themselves are pretty big, so we can kind of be pretty careful about where we hit to try and find those. All right, so we found everything except the statue at this point. But again, it's so big, there's only so many places it can be. All right, so here's the statue. So let's dig this out first. And then once we do, we'll dig out those other stones if we still have enough hits left. All right, so let's try and dig out this pink stone here, see if we can. Perfect. And then finally, this stone here. All right, we lost the last stone, but that's totally fine. Again, the goal here is the shiny statue. So in this case, we got I think a fighting type statue. So let's see what shiny fighting type statue we get. All right, gorgeous stone box started to shine. And then, sure enough, we have a shiny Medicham. You know what? Honestly, Medicham doesn't get enough love, dude. Medicham's actually a really cool Pokemon. So, and has a really good bright blue shiny. So I'd be pretty happy with that. Okay, so now before we find their last box, I do want to showcase one last thing. So the final thing that this does, this 40 out of 40 boost, is it's actually going to give us 1 extra roll on the shiny table, right? Meaning that any Pokemon I come across has a 1 extra chance of being shiny, which effectively, the way shiny rolls work doubles your odds from like 1 to 4,096 to like 1 in 2,048 or whatever it is. So again, it's going to double your shiny odds, which isn't great. But the idea is that if you have both the shiny statues and this boost at the same time, you'll have a much better chance of finding a shiny Pokemon. Now, that's not exactly confirmed yet because we don't know exactly how the shiny statues work. But once you have all of your shiny statues lined up and in your base, the idea is you want to be next to a place where you can spawn more of those Pokemon to be able to try and shiny hunt those species of Pokemon. Because the idea is that the shiny statues probably give some kind of boost to shiny hunting, specifically the Pokemon that are in your statues or to the type of Pokemon that are in your statues. Meaning that probably the best you could do is probably somewhere like 1 in 1,000 or so. All right, so there you have it. So the whistle you heard was me running out of Diglett buff time. So yeah, now if I wanted to get that buff again, hunt more shiny statues, I would need to go catch 40 Diglets again. But the next thing that I want to talk about before I go and do that, go through that long process, is just in general, how do I create a secret base and how should I be using secret bases, right? So to do that, we're actually going to leave the Grand Underground and not open the map, but let's go up real quick. Also, something just to note, because I don't think I explicitly said it, you won't be able to tell if the Pokemon is shiny in the overworld. Like Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, you actually have to battle the Pokemon to find out if it's shiny, which is super, super lame. So basically the idea is you collect a lot of shiny statues, and then you basically go in and out of the doors, and if that Pokemon is not shiny, you go out the door. If it's not one of the things you're shiny hunting, right? If it's not something you have a statue for, you go out the door and you try again. And basically you just repeat this process over and over again, and only hunt for whatever the things are that you have the shiny statues for. Ideally, when you also have the Diglett buff for that extra shiny roll. All right, so now that we've done this, he's going to give us a little bit of a reward. So he's going to give us some spheres. And more importantly, if we talk to him again, what we can do then is obtain the digger drill. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in the house here. And we're going to talk to him one more time. So he's going to tell us we're a novice and there's a bunch of hidden things. So he wants us to dig up some treasures. So I've already done that. So I can just go ahead and talk to him now and get the digger drill. So what this is going to allow me to do is this is going to allow me to create a secret base. And this is going to be where we set up those shiny statues so we can get certain Pokemon to appear and just in general catch, basically hopefully have a better chance at catching shiny Pokemon. All right, so I'm going to go right back down underground. Again, you cannot do that when you're inside a house. So I'm going to go right back to my bag as soon as I leave the house, go into key items and go into the Explorer kit. I'm going to say use this item, and I'm just going to say play alone, but you could also do local communication with the internet if you want to play with other people in the Grand Underground, which is a super cool feature. It's going to drop me off right over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and start at my first base right here next to this water type spawn point. So when I do this, it's going to basically make a nice little hole in the wall for me. And again, you can only have one of these bases at a time, so just keep that in mind. And then if I click on it, it will let me go into the base. And then from here, it's pretty simple. You really just want to place a statue. And again, in my case, I've got the 2 shiny statues here. So I've got the shiny Drapion statue, which is a large shiny statue. And I also have the shiny Medicham statue, which is going to be a medium-sized statue. And just to make my base look cool, I guess, I'm going to put the other Drapion statue up. I don't think that it actually matters, but why not? It's a cool effect. It's really, really scary. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this random Lucario statue that I found here as well. So here you go, Lucario. All right, so now if I go back into my tower, I can see all of my shiny statues, right? And if I go over here and I look at statue effect, I'll notice that right now I'm slightly raising the appearance of poison-type Pokemon, probably because I have the double Drapion statue, right? The more statues you put in there, especially the larger ones, the higher you can continue to raise that rate. All right, base is set. So now if I go into an area where those Pokemon can spawn, which is actually a lot of areas for Drapion. I'm pretty sure this one over here will do it, but there's like a swamp area, a bunch of places for Drapion. I should have a better chance of finding Poison-type Pokemon wherever Poison-type Pokemon can spawn, right? So again, that's really it though, guys. As far as shiny hunting, that's kind of the method. So basically dig up a bunch of statues, try and get those shiny statues. And then, yeah, basically you just want to keep going in and out the door and resetting the room until you find the Pokemon that you're hunting for. So like if it's, for example, if I was like hunting a Drapion or a Scorbunny or something here, I would just go in and out the door constantly until I found the shiny Pokemon that I'm hunting for, right? And it's good to probably have a few that you're hunting for at once. So like if you can stack up some shiny statues for multiple things that spawn in the same room, like for example, if I had a shiny Geodude, Shinx, and Zubat statue all out, this particular biome room would be perfect. I would just walk in. If it was any of those 3 Pokemon, I would fight them. If it wasn't, I would leave, right? And because every time you go in and out this door, you are going to reset those Pokemon, as we can see here, right? So Shinx, if I'm not hunting a Shinx or a Baneri, I just walk right out. And I walk right back in, right? And again, this is going to be the process over and over again. Do I think it makes sense to, do the Diglett buff? Not right now. Not unless there's a way to hunt the Diglets and Dugtrios faster. For right now, I'd say just focus on using those Diglets and Dugtrios to get a bunch of shiny statues so that you can focus down on whatever you're trying to hunt. Try and make them all the same type if you can. Like just go on a big shiny hunt for poison types or a big shiny hunt for fire types or water types. That way you can really abuse the biomes. But anyway, guys, that'll be it. That is how, as far as we know, to shiny hunt in the Grand Underground. Again, I'm going to assume the best rates that you can probably get is going to be the 1 extra roll for Diglett. And I'm going to say probably 2 extra rolls for, let's say, if you have a dual type Pokemon you're hunting. So like if I had a dark and maybe a poison type, if I was trying to hunt like a Drapion, I'm going to assume the best you could probably do is about 3 out of 4,000, which again isn't great. But again, we still really don't know how much the shiny statues affect the rules. Just as another fun fact, the shiny charm does not work in this method as of right now. For whatever reason, from what we saw in the code, it looks like the shiny charm only works with breeding. So don't bother worrying about the shiny charm yet until I guess Nintendo patches that or at least makes a statement about whether or not that's going to work in the future. But anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys are enjoying the brand new Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl as much as I am. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, and we're going to be playing some more of the Grand Underground on stream tonight. So if you guys are interested, definitely check out that stream. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that notification. Thanks, everybody.